Okay, so we've been doing some things with single point perspective on that. I found this nice little cool box to try and illustrate that a little bit more. And so if we look at this box right up here, we kind of see the front of it, right, the rectangle of it. And as we look at these lines right here, they appear to be going back in space on that. I was wondering if I could do this sort of a thing. If I did this and lined them up like that, the vanishing point's probably, I'm going to put my finger right here for a second, and then I'm going to rotate down to this one over here. And so that's where the vanishing point is right there, which is kind of cool, right? You can kind of see it in live motion here as far as we move those across. So if I'm trying to create a single point perspective, it's just working that way. That's kind of cool. When we do 2-point perspective, instead of having a box that has the face front, so face front, it actually has an edge front like this, okay? And so we have the edge going here, and then now we have vanishing points, I'll drop this down, going out this direction and coming together. And then I have vanishing points coming out this direction and going together back over here. Things that you can see. You can usually see depending on where it is. Now the vanishing point on this one is probably way off the page over here somewhere, and then it's way off the page over here somewhere. But things you can see is you see the edge first of all. There's a front edge here, and then you usually see a side and another side, and then depending on your eye level you might see the bottom like you see in this circumstance, or if we slide it down here a little bit you'll see the top on that one. So once again there's the edge, and there's some edges back over here, and then the top, and then the two sides. And so that's the idea that we're working with your vanishing point with 2-point perspective. It's starting with the edge instead of the face on those. Another thing that take into consideration, we're going to be using a forced perspective in this one. What does that mean? It means that if I have my normal perspective, my normal way of viewing things, I think I mentioned in class, my vanishing points for this one are out way here to the sides of where my peripheral vision is. So my normal perspective on this, the vanishing points would probably be about 5 feet apart. Okay, one would be way over there, or the other one would be way over here, that sort of a thing. But we're going to bring those in closer, and we're going to put them on the page. So it's going to make it look a little bit forced and not quite as natural, but it will have kind of a natural perspective to it. So let's do that first. Let's put in some vanishing points. Just for the sake of a place to put them, my ruler here has the distance here is 9. So if I put this in at 4.5, have a vanishing point right here on the side at 4.5, and I slide it over here and do the same thing at 4.5. That'll be consistent with what we're doing. And so we put them in at 4.5 and 4.5, and so this is my eye level. Okay, so if I'm looking right here on that one, I can't see if it's above this line. A lot of times that's called a horizon line. If the box or whatever is above this horizon line, you see the bottom of it. If it's below that horizon line, then we see the top. Let's see if I can do it this way. So on the camera view, if I'm doing this, you'll notice that for this horizon line, I can't see the top and I can't see the bottom. That's because the eye level of the camera is right here in the middle. Okay, I put it in the middle. But when I move it up like this, up to the top here, notice now I still see the sides, but I can also see the bottom because it's above my eye level. If I drop it down here, once again, I can see the top and I can see the sides because it's below my eye level. So that's kind of an important thing. And you kind of need that because it helps you kind of justify what it is you're looking for. So let's make a cube here. And so I'm going to put one up here, up in this quadrant area, just kind of up here. I'm going to make my line maybe a couple of inches tall like that, a couple of inches long. And so that's the edge that we see right here on that one. And we just draw that line because that's the edge. That's the place that's most far front on it. Now, everything on the left side of the front is going to this vanishing point. So this is the bottom, and it's going back to that vanishing point. And then this is the top, and it's going back to the vanishing point on its side, like that. And so, hey, there, I can see the side of the box. I don't know the back side yet, but we'll get that in a second. Everything on the other side, on the right side, it's going to the vanishing point on the right side. This is for the front stuff. And so it's going to have some lines going back that way. And it's going to have some lines going back into space that way. So we got the sides. We just need to have to figure out where this edge thing here. Now remember, edges are always vertical on that one, always vertical. So this little space right here, I'm just going to put my ruler line right on top of the line that I've drawn. And then I'm just going to draw a little piece like that. I'm going to do the same thing over here. I'm going to put it right on the edge so I can draw a vertical line right over here connecting these end pieces. Okay, and notice that they are vertical lines. They're all going in the same direction. As such, I may have some little tabs, little pieces that are extras, like that. And so I can just erase those off. And so now I have the front of my cube, right, which is kind of cool on that one. Now I need to figure out the bottom side right here, this bottom side of this thing here. We're going to use our vanishing points again to make that. And so when you start to get the back side, because it's starting from the back, you actually have to go to the opposite vanishing points, because this line and this line are parallel to each other. Therefore, they share the same vanishing point. So I'm going to put my ruler on the back corner and on the vanishing point here, and I'm just going to pull a line out like that. I'm going to flip this one up here. As we look at it, we know in our heads that this line, and this line are all parallel in reality on that one, and so they're going to use that same vanishing point, which is the opposite one. And where they cross is actually how the cube is made. Okay, and so that is a 2-point cube in that quadrant. Okay, now let's make another one. Let's make one up over here in this quadrant. Let's do the same procedure. Practice is good for us on that. And so I'm just going to make some place up here. I'm going to make maybe a 2-inch line as well, like that. This one, notice I put it a little closer to the vanishing point. It should do something interesting on that. Notice it's going to be a lot steeper. I don't see as much of this edge on that one. And so I'm going to put it on the bottom and put it on the vanishing point. I'll pause after this and take a breath. I know some of you are probably worried. Mr. White, you're not even breathing. I think you're going to pass out. Nope, I'm still with you guys. And so on the top over here and the vanishing point, draw it going that way. And then let's take it over here. Opposite side, the left going to the left on this one. Make a little bit of a line there. And make a little bit of a line here. Oops, I made an error. I made a wiggle waggle. Now, the 2-point perspective, a lot of times it's used in architectural drawings quite a bit on those. To make a natural look, you're going to show somebody a drawing of what their house is going to look like. And so a lot of times people use this 2-point perspective. And it's really easy to build into a computer program to create a 2-point perspective, because that 3/4 view is really nice for what it is we're working on. So like I said, I want to take a little bit of a breath. Whew, okay, I got it there. To make sure everybody was able to get caught up with those. So once again, drawing the vertical, vanishing point, vanishing point, vanishing point, vanishing point on those. Now remember, we're not just simply connecting the ends on here because we don't know. What we are doing is we're making sure that we have a vertical line here and then another vertical line here. And so I'm just going to look through my ruler and create a vertical line right there like that, and erase off these extra little sections, these little extended lines that we're going to the vanishing point. I'm going to pop over here. I'm going to do the same sort of a thing. I'm going to look through my ruler and make sure that one of the lines is on, the pink lines is on my drawing there, and then I'm going to fill that in like that. And then I just have a little bit over here. And then we're going to our opposite side vanishing points. Remember the back lines, parallel, 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 use the same vanishing point. And then we go over here, back side goes to the opposite. So parallel, 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 going to the opposite side, vanishing point over here. And then we're able to just fill that in like that and erase our extras like that. So you see as it gets closer to my eye level and on that sort of thing, we start to see less and less of it. So I don't see very much of this side because we're really close to the vanishing point. This one was a little more in the middle, and I made it a little bit longer, so we see it just a little bit more. But if you get close to those various lines, they create some interesting things happening. Okay, let's go ahead and put in, let's do this. Let's do one right in the middle on that one. So I'm one kind of in the middle. So I have my ruler here, and I want this one to go right over top of my vanishing line so we can see what it looks like. And so I'm going to guess, I'm going to say, well, it looks like it's about right here. Where's my, I'm going to draw from here and then down to here. So I made that one looks like about 2.5 inches long, but I just wanted to make sure I was above my vanishing line, or right on the vanishing line on that one. So this one's going to be kind of cool. So same procedure as the other one. Top of the line, things on the left going to the left. So this line going over here, and this line is going over here to the left. And then the right going to the right, so I'm going to put this over here. The right side going to the right side. And like that. So when we look at that, I said, oh, that's a little bit different. These were going down here, and I can see the bottom. Since we are right on the line, you see one side and you see the other side. This is what you see a lot in the architectural drawings. It makes it look a little bit more grand, a little bit more dynamic, because it's shooting up into space on that sort of a thing. Let's finish off the sides by, once again, placing our ruler as we're looking through it with one of the pink lines right on top of our other line, and then just drawing between the two lines like that. Slide it over here, put the pink line right on top of our front edge, and connect those lines like that. And that is finishing our 2-point perspective on that particular piece. Notice that we can now erase off our little endpoints like that, and we see each of the sides, but we don't see the top or the bottom, which is way cool. Take a little bit of a pause so that we can make sure everybody's on board on that one. This one's always kind of interesting too, is what it does when you do this. Oh look, they're now on the bottom, and they have this right look on it because this is still our vanishing point on that. Sorry guys, I got a little kind of carried away. Getting all geeky about vanishing points and that sort of thing. So to complete this drawing, and to be able to get the points for it that we're looking for, I'm going to create another cube right here and another cube right here. So we'll have 5 cubes. They're all going to be using the vanishing points. And for this one, I'm going to hold off on the shading. I'm not going to put values in. I figure that would give you a little bit more time to do your drawings, the other drawings that you're working on those. But this is it's kind of a little bit of a review to make sure we understand that one. So we start out with, and you can line them up with this one if you want. I guess I could do that. Let's do that. That's kind of fun. Or they could be off to the side a little bit more. It doesn't really matter to me. And so I made a 2-inch line right here. I'm going to utilize my vanishing points, going that direction. Things on the left going to the left. Things on the right going to the right. Like that. Should I make these cubes the same size? Looks like I'm not going to have them the same size. This one's going to be a little smaller. And so let's line this up here with the pink line on my first edge line, my center line. And then let's go over here and connect those pieces. Erase the little pieces, the little stubbies that are on there. And then go to opposite side vanishing points on this one. Right side going to the left. Left side going to the right for the back. and then erase your extras. Let's do the same thing down here. Going to make a 2-inch. This one's a little lower. That's kind of cool. 2-inch edge front. Now I'm going a little bit quicker on this one. I can slow down, but we've been practicing. This is our 5th one that we're using, so hopefully you're starting to memorize the technique a little bit. So we start with the edge. Remember, left side lines going to the left side. And right side lines going to the right side vanishing point. And those are just to the very tips of those other ones like that. Then come back over here and put the pink line on the middle of the center line that we had, and draw some over here, a vertical. Do the same thing over here, put a pink line on that one, and then draw the vertical. And then we can erase our little nubbins. Like that. And then opposite side vanishing points for the back side. So left going to the right, and the right going to the left, like that. Erase off our nubbins, and you have created 5 cubes using 2-point perspective right here. And you can kind of see it all kind of unfolds and lets us know what it looks like. If we have a cube in a different spot, we have one over here on the right, you know, what is it like? What does it look like on the left? What if it's lower left? What if it's in the middle to some degree on those? If we made one right on the vanishing point, the top would be flat, right? If I had my beginning point here and it just dropped down, the top would be flat, and then it'd just have the bottom. And so just remember that this is your eye level as we're starting to look into it. And that, my friends, is 2-point perspective. 5 cubes using 2-point perspective.